Hello Australia, welcome to another Big Couch. Let me tell you, 7:02 to be exact. On the show today, we're talking to the Portuguese Australian Women's Association. They're having a fundraiser. It's at Christmas in July. Stay tuned, we'll tell you how you can get your tickets. What's on Perth with Belinda Cipriano. She's got 7 great events that are coming up. Sandy Angie, talking about events, the city of Perth is blooming. We're going to find out from the Deputy Lord Mayor. How so? Later on, we're talking health with Dr. Joe Kosterich. I think he's going to be talking about the importance of sleep. Talking travel, Steve Collins, he's back in the studio. We're talking to someone from the Visitor Centre in Kalbarri. Kalbarri's back in business, it's open, and we're going to give them some publicity as well. And then later on, we've got Alexander Sacosta talking entertainment. Big show, music-wise, we've got Hellage and the band. They're coming on very, very soon. Stick around. It's a Big Couch. 7:02 starts now.
It's showtime on the couch. It's showtime on the couch. You can see it from your house. You can see it from your house. It's showtime on the couch with Fred and the best in town. You can see it from your house. Yeah, it's showtime on the couch. Oh, oh, oh.
Welcome to the couch, one and all. I hope you're doing well all around Australia and Victoria. Nice to see you back out of your houses and things slowly getting back to normal. Well, getting back to normal is what the Portuguese Association, they're the Australian Women's Association here in WA. They've got an amazing Christmas in July function coming up. They run a lot of functions here in WA. And with us today, we're actually talking to Manuela. She's the president of the society here in WA. Welcome to the couch.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to come here.
You're very welcome. Tell me a little bit, Manuela, about the actual organisation itself.
Okay, our organisation was founded by me and a group of other ladies in November 2019. And along this time with COVID and everything, we've been able to run a few functions, and every function we actually raise money for women or children, whatever has come up.
Tell people at home, the organisation itself, do we have a big Portuguese community here in WA?
Yes, we do.
Do you know roughly how many?
Oh, my goodness.
I
don't have the number. It's thousands, yeah. Mainly down South River on Fremantle area, but we also have a lot of dispersed by the northern suburbs. So
there's a lot of Portuguese people.
There's a lot of Portuguese people in WA.
And one of the things I love about the Portuguese community, they love their food and they love entertaining and they're fantastic musicians. But I always think, because I'm Italian, and I think the Portuguese and the Italian are very, very close. They're good friends.
Latino language.
and we're very similar language, I think, as well. But you're going to be having an amazing Christmas in July coming up very soon. Tell me a little bit about it.
Okay, it's going to be on a Sunday, 25th July, and we're going to create a Christmas day. So it's an event for children and families, mainly, and we have great food, which is...
Tell me what food we're having.
Well, we're having catering by Benny's. Benny's, one of the owners, is Portuguese and he cook for us. But ourselves, we're taking care of the sweets, which is the main thing.
Are you having the tarts?
Yes, of course.
Oh, the Portuguese
the
tarts.
Portuguese tarts.
I keep telling Belinda Cipriano, our What's on Perth lady, bring me in some tarts. She's far too busy. Did you know that? She never has time.
Don't worry, we'll get you to come on our Christmas party and you have a chance to try other desserts.
Well, I can't wait. Can I tell you, I probably will be there because I do enjoy a nice Portuguese meal. The bacalhau, the fish, is my favourite, but you're not having fish, are you?
No, we are not doing the bacalhau. We would like to have the bacalhau because it's like the Christmas Eve tradition to have for dinner. And the meats will be on a Christmas Day.
So it sounds like it's going to be a great night. What else are you going to do? Have you got any entertainment, some prizes
we do.
maybe?
Because Portuguese, Australian women, and we develop more in relation to the language, everybody that speaks Portuguese. So we usually have a lot of Brazilians and also the Timorese community. So this year we're going to have a lady is going to sing fado. We're going to have
Ooh.
traditional dance from Timorese,
Beautiful.
and you are going to have a band from Brazil.
So we've got a band, we've got dancers, we've got entertainers, we've got great food. Is it a 3-course meal?
Yes, 3-course meal.
Oh, you've got me there.
So we have ladies doing a special sweets for Christmas Day.
Yes.
So you try to create. Other than that, we're going to have a kids' corner
Wow.
with face painting and other surprise. I don't want to tell
So
everything.
there's something for everybody.
Everybody.
Now, why are you doing it? What are we raising money for? Where does the money go for this?
This year, we decide to do for Timorese floods
Yes.
relief. And we also going to ask everybody to bring us a toy, create
To
a toy
donate.
bank to donate. But last year we donate to Toy Bank for Variety. This
What a
year
wonderful idea.
we're going to send to Timorese.
You are doing a wonderful job. We want a big success. How many people can we take in the actual function hall?
Last year we have over 183 people,
So do
including
we
the
want
children.
more than that? 200 maybe?
Oh, we'd love to have 200.
How many
Will be
can we
great.
fit? Can we fit 5,000 people in there?
No.
Oh, that's a shame.
It's at a South Fremantle Football Club.
This is a new venue, isn't it?
It's not new, but it's pretty good
Is
for
this the
our
first
needs.
time you've held it there?
No, most of our
Okay.
events, if we include a meal, a full meal, we do there because Benny's is catering
So
for
you've
us.
got Benny's catering the food.
Yeah.
You've got a kids' toy bank. We want people to donate. Do we know the age group that you want the toy to be for?
Is up to 12 years
Up to
old.
12 years of age, we want you to donate. Bring a gift with you. Do they have to wrap it up?
Yeah, will be great.
Wrap it up, please, and make sure, maybe put a little sticker note on it saying if it's for a boy or a girl.
Yeah,
Or
will be easy for us to
3-course
send.
meal. Does it include beer, wine and soft drink?
No, this
a
they
bar?
are a bar open here.
Well, there's a bar there, so you can have as much as you want to drink. It sounds like
And-
you're going to have lots of sweets, entertainment. What else?
And the Father Christmas told me
Yeah.
he may come with a bag full of stuff
I
for the
love it.
kids coming on that day.
Sounds like an amazing event. And you know, during COVID, so much was held back, so much couldn't happen. And it's so nice that we can finally do this event. We want over 200 people, so we'd love it to be maximum that we can have. Now, tickets are available, folks. Let me tell you. The best way to get your tickets is go to the website. Now, I'll give you the website on screen right now. It's www.portuguesewomen.org.au/Western Australia. Okay, Google that if you didn't get that. So it's portuguesewomen.org.au/Western Australia. Now, the tickets that we talked about were for children, $25, for adults, $70, which is a bargain. And then if you're a member of the society, which we'd love you all to join up and become a member, it's $65. So how much does it cost to become a member, Manuela?
Or is only $25 a year.
Oh, it's nothing to support your community.
Yes.
Manuela, can I get you to look at this camera here? And it's in Portuguese. Tell people to come along and book their tickets.
Por favor, a comunidade portuguesa, venham celebrar o Natal no dia 25 de julho connosco. Tragam a vossa família com muita música, diversão e, claro, boa comida e bons doces de Natal.
I hope she said the right thing. I hope she wasn't talking about me and being rude. I
No.
know you weren't. I'm only
Just
joking, Manuela.
about the sweets.
It's a beautiful language. Thank you very much for coming in today. Was there anything we missed that you haven't plugged?
Well, if everybody follow us on Facebook page, Portuguese Australian Women's WA,
Yep.
they will see all the report with a lot of photos of all our events.
Well, I went on there. It's got everything on there. And it's a good way of keeping in touch as well. And you can become a member through there as well. We'd love you to become a member. $25. It's nothing. Join the club. Be involved. You get your tickets for $65. So you get a bit of a saving there. Can I just tell you that? There's a wink. Become a member today. Don't tell Manuela. Just become a member. Thank you very much,
Thank you very
Manuela.
much for being here.
The event is going to be at the South Fremantle Football Club. It's going to be on the 25th of July 2021. We'd love you to attend. Please check out their website. Manuela, you did beautifully.
Thank you very much.
I'm looking forward to coming down,
Of course.
but you'll have to give me a special table
Of course.
just on my own. I don't have to share anything. Thank you very much for coming in today, and please support them. Now, music-wise, we've got Helligen the band centre stage waiting to perform for us. Here they are to perform Interlude, centre stage.
There once was a time I took your breath away. Then it all just faded to grey. If I recall correctly, you said you'd always stand by me. But all I could see was you drowning in apathy. I expected it to go this way. 'Cause all I need is a break. I need an interlude to save me from you. I feel surrounded by your second thoughts. Consistently divided, we've changed from who we were before. Now I feel the need to reassess what we've become. 'Cause I can't survive seeing the irony of you and me. I expected it to go this way. 'Cause all I need is a break from you. I need an interlude to save me from you. Just need an interlude to realize I don't need you.
Well done. That is, of course, Helligen the band. They'll be back at the end of the show to wrap it up as well. Please support them. They're doing gigs all around Western Australia, and hopefully they'll go around Australia as well. If you want them, check out their website, book them. All right, somebody that doesn't need to be booked, she's always here when we need her, is our very own, I was going to say celebrity. No, it's
quite.
actually Belinda Cipriano. The Cipriano got me. You
I
could be
know.
a celebrity
Well,
because
that's
you are a
right.
celebrity. I saw you on the Pulse. How often do you do the Pulse on Channel 9?
As often as I do this, Fred,
Yeah.
so I do it every 3 weeks.
So
I think
it's
it
not
is.
all the
Yeah,
time.
not all the time.
Is there like
it's
a
every
roster? So can we
Yeah,
know that when you're
there
on
are.
next?
Oh, I'm actually on July 7 from memory.
July
yeah.
7th. So watch 9
yep.
News at about 5:30.
Yep,
There you
yep,
go.
yep. I don't know who I'm on with yet, but
I
yeah, I'll
know.
be in.
They don't always put the best partners with you. I've noticed that.
Oh,
I mean,
really?
someone...
Do you want to come on with me?
Well, yes, but I work at 9 and I still don't get asked to come on the Pulse. Let me just
Pull a
say
few
that. No.
strings.
I know. I'll be fired. Belinda, you've got 7 events coming up. I know
Six,
you're
actually,
all...
Fred.
It's only 6?
Six. Yeah,
Oh, well,
yeah. You
well, the
set up to
Pulse was
7.
7.
You asked me for 7, but I did
Excellent.
6 because these ones are really great,
All
I
right.
think. Yeah,
Let's
so
talk about the charity project, Cocktails for
charity.
Charity.
Yeah, so this is raising money for children with special needs. So a very important thing to raise money for. It's held at the old pickle factory. I think it's in the city. I can't remember if it's West
old
Perth.
pickle
I think.
factory.
Yeah, old pickle factory. My cousin actually got married there. It's absolutely beautiful.
Did he get pickled on the night or her?
No, her. Well, she's on her second baby, so
Oh,
maybe.
well, she did. Too much pickles. You're supposed to get those when you're pregnant, aren't you? Pickles is a craving for pregnant
Well, that's
people.
right. I don't know if she's craving that, to be honest. But
So
anyway.
what's happening on that night?
Okay, so they're doing a tap. It's $65
Mm-hmm.
and it is tappers, and you get a cocktail as well. And there's live auctions, silent auctions, and all raising money for children with special needs. There's also a girl by the name, I shouldn't say girl, woman by the name of Cassandra
She's a
Anderson.
fashion person.
Now, do you know Cassandra? She's a good friend of ours, a mutual friend of ours, Di Wilcox.
Oh, Di Wilcox,
of the Magic
course.
Coat,
Magic Coat.
yeah, and Make a Difference Foundation.
That means she's going to be great.
She is amazing, and she's actually illustrated a couple of Di's books. So she will be there on the night doing live illustrations for those who want some. So I think it's a really good night if you're looking for a cause to support.
I love tappers.
Yeah, me too.
I love cocktails.
Same.
And the Perth's most popular sketch when it comes to art is Cassandra Anderson. You're going to get her there. So you can book your tickets. Did we say $65?
$65, yep. So you should be able to get them on the screen once that pops up.
It
And
is. Yes, we've got the information there. Now, bottomless gnocchi at Market Grounds in the city. How can you go bottomless gnocchi? That is amazing.
Yes, bottomless gnocchi, not without the bottoms. It's a
Exactly.
bottomless gnocchi. Keep them coming.
keep eating.
Yeah, keep them coming. So 2 hours non-stop gnocchi for $35 at Market Grounds in the city. I haven't tried this yet, but a couple of my friends have, and they absolutely loved it.
I love gnocchi.
So do I.
Do you make them?
I've made them with Daniela, actually.
Yeah. With potatoes or just with flour?
Ricotta.
Ricotta,
Yeah,
I
the
like
ricotta
them with
ones.
potatoes, a good old Italian
Oh,
one.
do you?
But I do eat either of them if you're
I
out
like the
there.
ricotta. Yeah, I do
I
like
eat
the,
any of them.
Yeah, the ricotta is nice and light, I find, and
is.
so you can eat more of. So on this night they offer, it is the lamb ragu one, which
Yes.
sounds absolutely delicious. They do a sage and mushroom one as well, which is great, and then they do your traditional sugo, so your
And
pomodoro.
the fried gnocchi, pomodoro,
Yeah,
yes, you can't go
yes.
past the beautiful ragu and the sauce. Now, that's only going to be 35, is it 35 bucks per person?
$35 for 2 hours non-stop gnocchi.
That's excellent.
Yeah, and that goes until July 27. So if you're looking to go book in, because I do believe the June dates are selling out. So that's every Tuesday until July
And do we
27.
know where it's going to be?
Yeah, Market Grounds in the city.
Just in the Market Grounds,
Yeah,
okay.
Market Grounds there. So just
out.
next to RSC Arena there.
Oh, very
yeah,
close.
So
Plenty of parking around there too.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's a good one to get to. A cheap and cheerful meal if you're looking
Oh,
for
look,
that.
35 bucks. Look out for me. I'll be there, bottomless.
Me too.
Candlelight Jazz at the Soul Octagon Theatre, of course, on Friday and Saturday, June 25th and
Yes.
26th. What's happening there?
Yeah, so can you imagine listening to jazz and soul via candlelight in complete darkness with just the candlelight
would
there
be
and your
beautiful.
glass of wine? So the guys from Fever Up, now I've talked about the guys from Fever Up before. They are the ones that did the blindfolded dinner in the dark experience at
Are
Stables.
they the ones that put out all the candles as well?
Oh, I
They
don't know.
I went to. There was one at the concert hall, and they had all candles everywhere.
Maybe, I'm not sure.
Yeah,
But they are
amazing.
doing events around Perth, and this just sounds beautiful. I mentioned this one to all my colleagues at work the other day, and they said, Belinda, this is the event, I think, of the week. And so I'd like to get to this one. But they are actually also doing, I believe, ballet.
Wow.
Via candlelight.
Arts
so very
and,
cool,
music.
very different. So at the Octagon Theatre, tickets range between $60 and $70.
That's a bargain.
How nice. Support your local artists, support your local musicians, and listen to some beautiful jazz and soul. How nice is that?
It will be fantastic. It's nice to have something different.
I
apart
think
from
it's so
COVID.
different and so lovely.
Talking about different supernovas coming at the PCEC on Saturday and Sunday, 26 and 27.
So after you've gone to the candlelight, why don't you go to the PCEC and go and enjoy Supernova? Have you ever been to Supernova?
I haven't, but I do know it's got all the cult figures and all the
Yes.
sci-fi stuff.
Yep.
And lots of special guests as
That's
well.
right. So it's a celebration of all things pop culture. Comics, movies, sci-fi, all of that. The last time I went was when Shannon Doherty was here.
Wow, that was a while
Yeah,
ago.
I got to interview her. So she was
Shannon Doherty.
Yeah, Shannon Doherty from
Beverly Hills
90210.
90210?
Yeah, our days, or Charmed, which is why she was here. So she was here for that, and it was incredible seeing everybody dressed up in their favourite characters and meeting and seeing and interviewing all their favourite characters. So. my pick of the bunch, if you're going out there to have a look, Josh Lawson is coming. So is John Jarrett. John
Really?
Jarrett's coming. And my personal favourite, Lincoln Lewis. He's going to be there.
Lincoln Lewis. Wow,
Yeah.
there's no other better place. Tickets $37.50. Let's go to Brick Rex, of course, Sunken Ships
That's
in
right.
Lego.
Yeah, so Brick Rex Sunken Ships Lego at the WA Maritime Museum.
Yep.
That is on until August 17. This, again, is another cheap and cheerful thing that you can do with the whole family. Include your children. Like, this is a good one for school holidays, I think. It is all about the famous shipwrecks all around the world, but the two that I can think of that they are actually doing are the Batavia, which is the West Australian shipwreck, and of course the most famous shipwreck of all time. Can you think?
Titanic.
That's the one. So
I'm
there'll
good.
be life-size Legos.
Gnocchi,
Yeah, on the Titanic. So there'll be stories about the shipwrecks, and this is done by Ryan, the Brickman McNaught. Now Lego has really taken a life of its own with the whole Lego Masters on Channel 9. It has become really
a
popular.
cult thing.
Yeah.
People love Lego.
Yeah.
I was never good at it. I don't know about you.
Neither,
but,
same.
yeah.
But I have a girlfriend
I love
who is
watching.
obsessed, and she's in her 40s,
Yep.
absolutely obsessed with Lego. So it's not just a kid
agree.
thing, it's for adults too. So a really cheap, fun thing to do.
Sounds
for-
fantastic. And one more event,
And
the
last
007
one.
Murder Mystery
Yes,
Charity
the-
Night.
Yes, so this one will finish off with a charity event. This is the 007 Murder Mystery, held by the Bayswater Chamber of Commerce. I think this is
So is
wonderful.
this like a dinner murder mystery night?
Yes, so
Wow.
$78 this
Yep.
is, and they are raising money for Racing for MNDI, so
Beautiful.
motor neuron disease. And it's including the dinner, your drinks, and also a contribution to Racing for MNDI, which I think is super
I've
important.
never been to a murder mystery, but I've heard they're a lot of fun.
Well, this one's called The Spy Who Went Cold, so I think it is hilarious.
Fantastic.
And murder mystery nights are popping up all over the place, and what better way to support a murder mystery night than supporting a charity too?
You've done well.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. You have no time to come to the
There you
Christmas
go.
in July, the Portuguese. Don't forget it.
And I have no time for a seventh, so
Well
there
done.
you go.
Belinda Cipriano, as always. What's on Perth with Belinda? Back again, say after the break that we're having, if
Yep.
not before. Thank you very much.
No, thank you for having me, as always.
Have a great day.
You
Have a
too,
great
Fred.
night.
Thanks.
And we'll be back with more of The Couch right after this. Stay tuned. Welcome back to The Couch. Thanks for your company. We have got the Deputy Lord Mayor of the City of Perth back in the studio. Her name is Sandy Angie. Welcome back.
Thank you, Fred, for having me.
It's always nice to have you back because there's always so much to talk about.
There is.
Perth is really busting at the sides. You guys, the new council, I have to say congratulations. You've done a great job
Thank
at
you.
rebuilding its credibility
Yep.
in a council, but also you've got an amazing dedication. Your staff are doing a great job. What's coming up? What's coming up that we haven't spoken about yet?
Oh, there's lots coming up. So with winter, obviously, now upon us, we've got the city's Winter Festival this year. So the city's calling it Perth by Light, and there's a whole lot of events that are part of that. So one of the great highlights of the Perth by Light Festival will be the Naidoc Week celebrations, of
Beautiful.
course, in July. So that kicks off in Supreme Court Gardens on the 4th of July with food and dance and arts and crafts and song, and that will be an amazing event. And
Wonderful
a
event.
wonderful part of the Naidoc Week celebrations this year will be a puppet called Marie Dane. I
Now,
hope
this
I've
is a
said the name
6-metre
correct.
puppet, isn't it?
6 metre high puppet, which will walk through the streets of Perth. I think it
Yep.
starts at Elizabeth Quay and she'll walk through the city, and I think that will be a really beautiful experience. I think anyone that did the Dreamtime Walk as part of the football, I think this will be a similar
Wonderful.
thing in terms of the energy around it. So it'll be amazing.
What else have we got coming up?
So every year, I think it started in 2013, there's Brookfield Winter Lights, which is an amazing, I know you love lights, Fred, but it's an amazing light display at Brookfield Place. So projections on the heritage buildings and throughout Brookfield Place. And that's a free public event, just like the Naidoc Week celebrations for everyone
And when
to
is that
attend.
going to be?
I think that starts mid-July,
Okay.
going through the end of July. And then another kind of light-based show that the city's got happening for the winter program is a collaboration with the Fringe Festival, and that's going to be really interesting. What there'll be is an installation at Forest Place where people basically dance in front of cameras, mimicking a recorded artist.
Oh, like a TikTok thing.
Yeah, and then that's recorded and projected on screens across the city.
What a great idea.
So I might even give it a go myself. You're welcome to
You know
come
you
down
will
and
give
try.
it a go. 'Cause
And that sounds...
I can't wait for that.
Yeah, so that sounds really interesting. And then other things that are part of Winter Lights is going to be an art installation at Supreme Court Gardens, a large-scale light-based art installation. And there's heaps installations all through Northbridge, lighting up our laneways. So
Now, that's one of the things. We spoke about this a few
Yeah.
months ago, and I was
Yep.
telling you how they do it in Singapore. And we were saying it's a wonderful idea for safety, security,
Yep.
people feeling more family when
Yep.
it's not so dark. And you guys have really taken it on and started doing it, haven't you? You started
Yeah,
lighting up a lot of
absolutely.
the alleyways.
Yeah, well, that was one of the Lord Mayor's promises
Yep.
in his campaign, is more lighting in the city. So we're doing the practical kind of security lighting, more
Yep.
of that throughout the city, but also these light installations and interesting lighting and events.
So, Sandy, tell me, what's happening? Is there an update with the homeless people? Is there anything happening with that? Because I know we're going to trial something that's happening in Brisbane.
Yeah,
Did that ever happen?
Yep, so we've made progress even since we last spoke a few months ago. So last time we spoke, I mentioned a women's safe night space, which would be opening. So that's now opened, and that's been really well received. So in the first week, I think 50 women came through, and they'll be able to have a safe space to stay at night and access services for assistance.
How hard is it for the city of Perth to be able just to do whatever they like? Because a lot of people don't realise you've got to follow state laws, Commonwealth laws,
Yep.
and it's great to come up with ideas, but it's not always that easy just to implement things, is
Yeah,
it?
that's right. So this project is something that we agreed on at our very first council meeting, that we agreed the city would proceed with this project. So it took time to actually set up the building, to do the required renovations to make it possible to have this safe night space for women. And then, of course, you're right, lots of legislation and local government
Yes.
rules that we have to comply with, but that's underway. And then also what we'll launch in a couple of weeks as well is a safe night space for men as well.
Now, when you
And-
call it safe night, tell me
Yeah.
how that works.
So how that works, it's not a bed, it's not permanent accommodation, but what it is a place where people who want to, especially in winter, get out of the cold, have a safe place to go, have something to eat, a comfortable chair to sit on, and to be safe.
That's still a great start.
Exactly, and access services
think
and
it's
help
great.
on their journey back to a home.
Because a lot of people, I know working through 6PR, so many people ring up and say, oh, we've got homeless people everywhere. The thing is, I guess it's not just taking them off the street and putting them into shelter. You've got to find out what causes it.
Yep.
You've got mental health issues. You've
Yep.
got people who've come from broken families. You've got abuse and violence in
Yep.
the background. So there's a lot there which you can't expect the council to deal with all of that in one hit.
It's complex,
Yeah.
and you meet some people that are experiencing homelessness, and it breaks your heart. One person that stood out to me, I remember when I was at Wellington Square speaking to a beautiful gentleman, and he said he had a floorboarding business down south, wasn't good at doing the books, business
Yep.
went bust, he had a mental breakdown, been on the street for 4 years.
Correct.
Now, that can happen
To
to
anyone.
anyone. Could
And
happen to
it is a
anyone.
hard time. Like with COVID, it's made things worse.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of businesses, I know the city, there's a lot of cafes and restaurants. Some have closed down. There's a lot of businesses that aren't
Yep.
doing very well. A friend of mine runs Joey Zaza's there, and they were closed for that week when we closed down. And it's not that easy to just open straight back up again because you lose a lot of money. Is the council doing anything to support businesses? I know you do,
Yeah.
but is there anything specifically that you're doing because of COVID just to keep businesses going?
Yeah, so there was initially when COVID hit, there was a lot of COVID stimulus for businesses, but we've got ongoing grants for businesses in the
Beautiful.
city as well. So, for example, people can apply to, new exterior or interior fit out things and to help, build their
And
business
the
and
City
keep
of
things
Perth
going.
has got a lot of grants that people need to have a look on your website.
Exactly.
Because by
Yep.
looking at the website, you can apply for the grants.
Yep.
There's ones to do with arts, there's
Yep.
music, there's cultural stuff. Lots of stuff happening.
Well, that's it. So with the grants, there's that direct relief for businesses that I mentioned. But
Yep.
of course, all the things we do to activate the city, that's
Yep.
to help our local businesses. So
You know what I used to love in the City of Perth? They used to do the food vans on a Friday night.
Yep.
And it used to run for 2 or 3 weeks. Are we doing that again? Are we
yeah, so
bringing
that
back?
ran, that was running all summer.
Yeah.
So I think it's just finishing up now. When the weather
Winter.
gets cooler, it starts getting colder and rainy, that stops. But that will run again next summer. That runs, I think, for 3 months of the year, every year.
And do you know something that we don't do in the City of Perth, but yet we do it at Cannington, we do it at Osborne Park? You know how they have their shows? How good would it be if we could maybe have a City of Perth show? Do you know, like,
So-
you've got the venues there, you've got so many places. It'd be good to bring the public into the city, have animals for the kids, have rides,
Yep.
have show bags,
Yep.
and make it the City of Perth show.
Well, that would be amazing. I think last time we spoke, I mentioned all of the multicultural festivals we have, which are kind of, shows
There's a
in a
lot
way. There's rides there, there's food, there's
You're doing a
all
great
sorts
job.
of things which are great. But yeah, we
How
need
many,
our own
how
show
many
as
months
well.
has it been now that you've been a councillor and Lord
I
Mayor
think
deputy?
is it 9 months?
How's it going?
Yeah, it's been busy, but it's been good. I think, we've made a lot of progress so far, even just transforming, our events strategy and things like that. Another thing that's a simple thing that we've done is planting more trees in
Yes,
the city,
beautiful.
which is really
Because
important.
people are moving away from that and putting in concrete everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's so nice you're bringing back the actual greenery.
Yeah, I think that's really important in a city. So just big things and small that we're doing. So everything
I think
helps
you're
make
doing
a
a wonderful
difference.
job. Like I said, I see you everywhere, and I know that you support all the events that are happening in the City of Perth. There's
Thanks,
lots
Fred.
of them. There is a website for people to check out if they want more information on the City of Perth.
Yep.
What is that website?
So that's visitperth.com. So all of the events that are happening in the City of Perth are on there. So check it out. Check it out every weekend and
Yep.
come into the city.
And of course, you can go to your website. There's the perth.wa.gov.au, but the Angie
Yep.
has got her own website as well, and you can check her out as well. Sandy,
you,
is there anything
Fred.
else that we left out?
Oh, let me see. I wrote a list this time because
I
last time
know.
I walked away and thought, I forgot a few things. Oh, that's what I wanted to mention.
Yep.
Of course, the new WA Museum, Boulevard, and that
That
won
is
a
beautiful.
whole.
I haven't been yet.
Well, you have to go, and that won a whole pile of awards this week at the West Australian Architecture Awards and also
Yep.
National Museum Awards. But it's really spectacular and it's completely free. I go quite often with my little girl and check out a little bit at a time. 'Cause
wonderful.
It's too big to see in one day, but check that out if you haven't checked it out yet.
Well done.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for
Thank
coming
you,
in.
Fred.
Well,
Thanks for your
hopefully, we'll
time.
talk next month.
That sounds great.
That
Thank
is,
you.
of course, the Deputy Lord Mayor lighting up the City of Perth, literally, and lots of events. Please contact the council if you want to give them feedback. They are listening and they're waiting for new events and new feedback and new ideas as well. Don't ever think they're not going to listen, because they're a great new council there, and they've got fresh ideas and fresh approach to everything. Thank you to Sandy. Now, someone called Bites Pizza has got a new approach to eating pizza. If you would like to win a $25 voucher, Bites Pizza is in Erindale Road in Balcatta. Beautiful pizza. Look at that, Sandy. Oh my God, that looks delicious. They do the slab. You can do like a pizza in 4 different flavours. All you have to do to win the $25 voucher is put the code word, which is BITES, BYTES, put your name and address on an SMS and send it to 0439 929 929. Now, you do need to live north the river to be able to get delivery, but if you're happy to pick it up on the way out or going into the Balcatta area, you can also enter. Thank you very much to Bites for that. Now it's time to talk to Nisha. We're talking health with Dr. Joe Kostridge. Over to you, Nisha.
Thank you so much, Fred. It's always such a pleasure to have Dr. Joe Kostridge back in the studio. Welcome.
Lovely to be with you, Nisha. Good afternoon, Fred.
Thank you, Joe.
Now, today we're talking sleep health, which is so important.
Look, it's estimated that at the turn of the 20th century, the average person slept for around 9 hours per night. And when you think about it, in those days, you went to work, you came home, there probably wasn't a lot to do when you came home. We didn't have 24/7 societies. People didn't have phones. Even electricity was virtually not a thing. By the turn of the 21st century, and this is American data, but it'd be applicable here as well, that had dropped to about 7.5 hours. Now, it's pretty unlikely that in 100 years humans suddenly need an hour and a half less for less sleep. But we do have a lot of distractions. We can be on our phones, we can be watching TV, we can be out and about, go buy petrol at 3 o'clock in the morning if that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
And I think sleep is regarded, I know there's the old song, live when I'm alive, sleep when I'm dead, but in actual fact, if you don't get enough sleep, you may well be dead sooner than you'd like to be.
And you do hear stories about like Margaret Thatcher, her only slept 4 hours a night, and she was okay, but generally they're one-off stories, aren't they?
Look, there always are exceptions, and everybody is different. So there will be people who, for whatever reason, the way they're put together, they don't need as much sleep. There's a separate group of people who maybe do need the sleep but don't get it and somehow can offset it or do things to get around it. And there's a third group of people who need a little bit more sleep than average. And the average, in inverted commas, because there really is no such thing, a person probably does need around 8 hours sleep per night. And when people say, I get between 7 and 8, sounds the same, but if you actually need 8 and you get 7, at the end of the first week, you're nearly a whole night's sleep in arrears.
So how do you know? What are some of the signs and symptoms, or something you can even do, I guess, as opposed to signs and symptoms, to get more sleep?
Look, ultimately, how do you know if you're not getting enough sleep? You're tired. It's not rocket science. How do you know if you need more water, you're thirsty? I think often these things are made far more complicated than they need to be. And these days people can get apps and they tell you, how much sleep you're getting. Fine. Not sure they really are telling you a lot that you don't know, and they can create their own set of problems if people stress too much about them. The key is prioritising sleep and not seeing as something that, when everything else is finished, I'll get some sleep. If you don't recharge your phone, like if the battery runs down and it doesn't recharge, it's not going to work for you. And sleep is the body's recharge, and it really does need to be seen as important. Very, very basic things. Have a routine. Set a time. Switch off your screens at least half an hour before you go to bed. Maybe have a warm shower or warm bath. Maybe use some herbal tea. Have the room dark. Make sure it's quiet. Use earmuffs if you need to. Use blindfolds like you get on the planes. Those sort of simple tips. But also, it takes about 3 months to turn a sleep pattern around.
That was just on my mind to ask you, is it important to be motivated to keep that routine for a while?
If you wanted to take up running and you decided you wanted to run in an event that, was 10 kilometres and you hadn't gone running and you did it once and you thought, I'll try and run 10 kilometres. Well, first of all, you're probably not going to get there. Number 2, if you did, you'd pull up very sore. It's just, you're going to have to work at it. And it's the same with sleep.
I love that you use that example because it's something I was talking about before, and I'm glad I didn't go in that 10K race.
Well, you have to prepare. And if you expect that you can go from 0 to running 10Ks in a day, it's not going to happen. If you think, if your sleep pattern's not that good and you think you're going to turn it around in the first night, then it's just not going to happen. So it's an unrealistic expectation.
So practically, if people get a baseline, so maybe pick a few things to do before you go to sleep and then see how it goes over a 3-month period.
Look, other simple things for some people listening to, having said switch the phones off, you can listen to them if you have apps that have got guided relaxations, meditations for some people, listening to forest or ocean music, anything that's relaxing. What we want to do is slow down or switch off the conscious mind. And we can then be in a more relaxed state. We're more likely to drift off to sleep, and we're probably, and you can't control this, we're probably going to sleep better.
Wonderful. And something you mentioned earlier that I want definitely repeated on air is a lot of us will go, we're so busy, we just want to stay awake and get our work done. What would you say to people who think like that?
Look, there is this view that, sleep is optional, I've got a lot to do. But people who get better sleep tend to be more efficient and more productive. So it's actually, you're proverbially shooting yourself in the foot because it'll take you longer to get things done and you then think, I haven't got time to sleep. If you get the sleep, then you're actually going to get what you need to do done and be more efficient and productive. There's a lot of work that shows that. Same for uni students. If they get a better night's sleep the night before the exam rather than trying to cram till 5 in the morning, probably going to do better.
Wonderful. And some motivation tips. So what's the benefits of good sleep health? What do we see?
It's 101 stuff. We know that after you've been awake for 20 hours, your ability to control a vehicle is poorer than 0.05. For example. We know that lack of sleep is associated with conditions such as dementia, high blood pressure, heart disease, type 2 diabetes, mental health problems, depression, anxiety. Look, the list is a long one. Sleep, we will spend more time asleep during our life than any other single aspect of our lives. That immediately should tell us that it's important and needs to be prioritised.
Wonderful. Now, just before we go, Dr. Joe, you're a very busy man. What are some other things you've been up to around town?
Well, actually, I was doing a presentation recently. I was chaired a seminar for the Arthritis Foundation, again, talking about knee osteoarthritis, and a couple of very, very good talks about how we're trying to move away from just doing operations on everybody and what can be done with, dietary and exercise change, which some very interesting presentations. And look, we're fairly busy in the clinics with the COVID vaccines still, so that's ongoing. So, never a dull moment, Nisha.
Wonderful. Well, we'll look forward to having you back on the show, of course, very soon. But if people would like to get in contact with you, where do they find you?
They can go to the website at drjoetoday.com and can read the articles and sign up to the newsletter if you're that way inclined.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for coming on the show, and we'll see you very soon.
Thanks, Nisha. Thanks, Fred.
Thank you very much.
And now, of course, if you've missed any of that, as per usual, we've got everything on thecouch.com.au or our Facebook page. Back to you, Fred.
Thank you very much. Just a quick one for Dr. Joe. Dr. Joe, the vaccination, the COVID vaccination, right? Why are some people getting AstraZeneca and some people are getting the Pfizer? And I've had lots of people ring me saying, why is it the government staff are given Pfizer and yet you and me have to have AstraZeneca and we can't choose?
How long have we got, Fred?
Just a political
So
answer, I guess.
essentially, it's two factors. The main one being an issue of supply.
Yep.
And also initially with the Pfizer rollout, they didn't have that many doses. It was reserved for disability workers, people in aged care facility, aged care workers, police, ambulance, people who are literally on what's called the front line. Now, as a GP, I'm not in that group because I'm really not on that front line. So they have far, far, far more doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine. I think it's a really important point with this. They both have side effects, and there's no particular advantage to one over the other. Why the line was drawn at 50 is because the risk ratio or the risk-benefit equation changes at around 50. So if people think they're better off with one or the other than age-specific, they're not.
They've both got
They
issues.
both work.
Fair enough. Thank you very much. There you go. For those people who've been ringing me at 6pm saying, how come the politicians get Pfizer and the doctors get Pfizer at the hospital and nursing home? That is the reason. Let's hope everybody gets vaccinated. It's very, very important. Like someone said to me, my doctor said, Fred, if you get corona, you could die. So it's more important, there's less risk you taking the injection. And if you do get blood clots, go to the hospital and get dealt, and a very good chance you'll survive. And there's good things there for those people. Ask your doctor. Always ask your doctor. Thank you to Dr. Joe. Thank you very much to Nisha. We'll take a break. Steve's taking us to Kalbarri next. Welcome back to the couch. Nice to have your company today. Steve Collins is back with us. We're talking Kalbarri reopening after that very sad cyclone that happened a few weeks ago. Steve, thanks for being with us today.
Thanks very much, Fred. Yes, as you know, it was only a matter of a short time ago that Cyclone Saroja just romped through the Midwest, particularly hitting Kalbarri very bad, and also the nearby town of Northampton and other areas around there. And when you see photos of what happened, there was just so much destruction. But the good news is that through some miracle, and I'm sure a lot of work from a lot of people, Kalbarri is now reopened. So I'm going to speak to Tracy Grosvenor, who is from the Kalbarri Visitor Centre. Tracy, welcome to Talking Travel on the couch. Tracy, this Cyclone Saroja, it really wasn't supposed to hit Kalbarri at the start, was it? But it just swung in there, and it must have been an horrific experience. What was it like for you to just be there when all that destruction was happening?
Oh, hi, Steve. Thanks for having me. Yeah, it was just crazy gusts of wind. The wind was just madness, and it was short and sharp. Probably went for about 40 minutes, and a little bit unexpected in some sense, but I think 24 hours to 48 hours prior, we all knew that it was coming straight for us.
Yeah, there was a lot of warning, but how do you prepare for a cyclone? Because you really don't know how damaging the cyclone's going to be, and I suppose everybody there would have been on tenterhooks. You would have prepared your houses and stuff like that, I guess, wouldn't you?
Yeah, and we went a lot on DFIS advice as well. So visitors were asked to, leave Kalbarri and return to their homes. So we sort of cleared out the town of visitors. So I guess, there was less people to sort of look after when the event happened. But yeah, tying down everything, pretty much pot plants away, flying debris, putting everything away.
And I suppose that's possibly the worst thing about it, isn't it? The flying debris, because you just can't judge what's going to happen with that, can you? You don't know where it's going to come from, where it's going to go, how violent it's going to be. And what about the noise? Was the noise a little bit horrific? as well?
Yeah, it was sort of like a jet engine, actually. We were all tucked away in our houses. It was probably 7:30 to 7:45 at night time, and you just heard horrific loud sounds. You just knew stuff was flying everywhere outside.
Was there a lot of rain or anything with it as well, or was it basically just that wind?
Yeah. Short, sharp sort of gusts of rain. It's been 2 months actually now. It happened on the 11th of April. So, yeah, it was pretty traumatic for everybody in Kalbarri.
Now, I know you've got a wonderful dog there. How was your dog? Was your dog afraid as well as the humans?
No, she was fine. We just locked her in a bedroom. She was all right. So, no, she's number one.
That's good. And when the cyclone finished, I guess you would have gone outside and you would have been amazed by the scene that confronted you. Were you?
Well, it was just so dark because power went out, so we had no street lights. There was trees down everywhere, power lines. I think 170 power poles in total were just snapped, and trees everywhere, debris everywhere.
And you were out of power for so long. How long did you go without power in Kalbarri?
Town went probably about 3 weeks without power, and it was just, generosity of everybody. Share with your neighbours, throw a lead. Lots of people ordered bulk generators. My neighbour organised the first run of 10 generators to sort of circulate to people. And we had friends drive generators up and donate them for people to use.
So would it be true to say that out of all of this destruction came a great sense of unity within your community?
Yeah, definitely. Yep.
Now, what's amazed me is, as you were saying, it was 2 months ago that this incredible cyclone pretty much destroyed the town, and now you are open again. You are inviting visitors back to Kalbarri. That is amazing. There must have been so much hard work went into that. There must have been such a community effort to clean up and then to start to rebuild.
Oh, it was pretty amazing. Our voluntary SES in Kalbarri, hats off to that group of people. They were just amazing at tying people's roofs down and coordination. And then DFIS came into Kalbarri. I mean, there was a helicopter landing 2 or 3 times a day. They brought everything with them. You name it, it was here. And it was here in no time. So we had crews of people working with Shire to clean everything up. It was, incredible effort.
So now, if visitors, they can go back. Now, I realise that the town isn't fully opening there because I know that there is some of the accommodation isn't opening, but I know that the caravan parks are, etc. And one of my favourite places, you get the $12 lunch at the pub there. Now, that is a great $12 lunch. But you've got your tour operators, etc., working again, aren't they? So that there is plenty of things for people to do when they go back to Kalbarri, isn't there?
Oh, look, absolutely. The whole national park is open. There's coastal erosion evident down at some of the coastal cliffs, but, it's still all the walk trails are intact. Everything's looking beautiful. The Skywalk's open, Nature's Window, the Z Bend. Then we've got all of our tour operators are pretty much back in business. Business in a different sense, but, they're all trading. Retail's trading in Kalbarri, and majority of accommodation is open. Not so much availability. That's what we're recommending people is to book and plan.
It would be a great idea for people to contact the Kalbarri Visitor Centre beforehand to ensure that they can get some accommodation there. But I have to say, I've stayed in Kalbarri about 4 or 5 times. I just love it. I took my kids up there when they were young, and they're no longer young. But just to take them fishing along the foreshore there. Each day, the penguins back. Are you feeding the penguins? Not the penguins, the pelicans.
Because
that is one of the highlights, isn't it?
Yeah, the nomadic penguins. Now I'm saying penguins. The pelicans. They come in daily at 8:45. Fed by volunteers. So you can assemble down on the foreshore to meet and greet the pelicans.
And so there are other things as well as the surfing and the fishing, and there's plenty of water. The Kalbarri National Park is absolutely fantastic. Those 2 new skywalks, they are amazing. They jut out right out over the gorge, and you walk out there and you look down, and the gorge is up there. You've got, it's just amazing, the Z Bend, etc. Absolutely fabulous gorges, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. The skywalks, they extend about 100 metres out and 100 metres as a sheer drop. Incredible feat of engineering and beautiful infrastructure around. It's also accessible as well, so it's only a short little 300 metres, so everyone can enjoy this amazing attraction.
Well, Tracy Grosvenor, congratulations to you and the whole of the Kalbarri community. I know it has been very, very, very difficult for you over the past 2 months. And I mean, the way you people have come back is absolutely incredible. Congratulations to all of you. Kalbarri, Fred, it's a wonderful place to go and visit. And I urge people, if they are going to go up there, check with the Kalbarri Visitor Centre before, because there isn't the same range of accommodation as there was, but that will come back over time. Tracy Grosvenor from the Kalbarri Visitor Centre, thank you very much for joining us on the couch.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for your support, and thanks for having me.
You're very welcome. All the best with the future as well. And we want plenty of people coming up to Kalbarri from WA or from anywhere in Australia and supporting them.
And
as
it's a
well.
good
Thank you,
time of
Tracy.
year to go up there, because it's a bit warmer up there than it is in Perth at the
Now,
present
if you're
time.
not sure of where to stay or where to go, contact the visitor centre.
Yeah.
The website was on screen there, but it is, of course, kalbarri.org.au. That's how easy it is. We'd love you to support them. Steve, thank you very much for coming in today.
Pleasure to talk
I think
about
we've got you
Kalbarri
back
come
next week talking
Okay.
property.
Yes, thank you.
And we'll take a break. After the break, we've got more of The Couch. Stay with us.
Connect with The Couch online through Facebook, Instagram and YouTube.
Welcome back to The Couch. I hope you're enjoying the program. Now it's time for some more music. We had them at the beginning of a show. Helligen, the band, they're performing their brand new song. It is called Castaways. Here they are.
Your corruption, just a game in your eyes, reality. Why don't you realize you cause disruption? A mass suicide of trust in you, and it amplifies. Take out trust and throw it out the window. Do you really think that you can get away with this? Take our lives and throw it all away. 'Cause in the end, we're all just castaways. We're all just castaways. Violation, take their lives away, it's a mission. We're locked in a place, your high position. Take from those in need, go big control. Monopoly. Take me through hell to withstand your corruption now. Take out trust and throw it out the window. Do you really think that you can get away with this? Take our lives and throw it all away. 'Cause in the end, we're all just castaways. secrets, your abuse and foolish choices. This won't go unnoticed anymore.
That is Helligen, the band. Thank you very much, guys, for coming in today. Please support them, book them for your gigs, buy their music on Spotify, iTunes, and all the social media that you can give them. Thank you very much for supporting our local acts. We're going to take a break on the couch, coming back with more of this fantastic local program, 100% Perth, right after this.
Connect with The Couch online through Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
Back to the couch, time to talk entertainment. Alexander Sacosta is back in the studio and we've got some amazing topics to talk about today, Alex.
Fred, I like to keep you up to date with what's happening.
Well, Kate Walsh, I'm so glad. Have you made sure she's left the country?
She has. After 15 months of being here in Perth.
It feels like 15 years. She was virtually beside our premier for about 12 months of that.
Yeah, she got a lot of press. Well, they said that she was basically the most famous person the second she got off the plane, and then since she stayed here, she's been the most famous person in Perth.
Well, she is a big star.
Oh, yeah, she's from Grey's Anatomy, 13 Reasons Why, The Umbrella Academy, Emily in Paris, whoever watched that. So she has gone. She did say she'll be back, though. She said she loved it.
She even flew her own plane.
There she is. Look at her. See, celebrities get special treatment. Yep. They just let her fly the plane because she's played a doctor on TV.
Well, good luck to her. Thank her for being here.
Do you think she'll be back, though?
She won't be back.
No, they say it, right?
Correct. I'm telling you, I don't think she'll be back.
We will never see her again.
Yes, I think so. Two ships that passed in the night.
Oh, we'll miss her. Well, can we still call her like Perth's Kate Walsh, though?
Yeah, I reckon we call her that. That should annoy her enough. But no, look, I think she tried to get the stage theatre thing opening up here.
Yeah, she was
film
here with
stage.
Tim Minchin. They were there in Fremantle for the big launch with the premiere.
She also was in a couple of theatre plays.
She was in Fremantle as well, yeah.
But I'm glad she's gone, and I think we need to focus on Australia and Australian people. And congratulations, Kate Walsh. I hope you get home very quickly and safe.
Oh, nicely said.
But what's happening with Shannon Doherty? Beverly Hills 902.1,
Beverly 902.1,
6.7,
784,
92.9 Triple M.
Yeah.
Yes.
She did a post on Instagram, but she was talking about how when she was watching a show on TV about how, once again, the representation of women in the media has always been so fraudulent in the sense that there's an expectation that's so high. And she's been someone who's been in Hollywood for such a long period of time, and she's been through a lot as well. She's someone who has had cancer recently, went into remission, it came back, and really would like to see kind of more stories being told of women as they truly are at that age, as opposed to feeling like they have to continually pretend to be like they're teenagers.
13 again.
Which is interesting because she's someone who was on that show as someone in their 20s pretending to be a teenager. So it is that kind of insider perspective, and it's good because she's right. At the end of the day, we need to stop with this mentality that you need to perpetually remain youthful. There's a theory that apparently people remember you from the second you become famous and they want you to be that age forever. And that's not realistic.
Do you think, and I'm not being nasty here, I get what she's saying. Do you think if she was younger she'd be saying that?
And that's probably
Or do you think it's an age thing where we all suffer it
and that's,
as we get older, as actors or presenters? We just don't have the roles anymore.
Yeah, and then you see people going into getting the Botox and getting the fillers, and we're all these, and it's not even celebrities anymore. Regular people are getting fillers and Botox more than ever before, and it's purely because our media is reflecting that back on us.
And I haven't seen Shannon Doherty on in the limelight for a very long time. I mean, look, I wish her well. She does, she's had some things to go through, but I just wonder if a lot of this is just because of we're getting older and the roles aren't there anymore.
No, and that's sad. And I mean, I don't know if I'd get Botox. Would you get Botox?
No? I'm already full enough. Thank you very much. I don't think you could put much more filling into it.
It's just that thing, though. You can tell when people have had it because you'll be like, oh, no, I hit your dog. And they'll be like, no,
or
my dog.
No, look, exactly. Woodside has dumped the Fringe Festival.
So
why?
It's not Woodside that's dumped the Fringe Festival, allegedly.
Who's
the conversations are that their sponsorship deal ended and they were up for renegotiation, obviously, after being a major partner for quite a while now, to the tune of 20% of the $3 million or something like that.
Is that all it is, 20%?
I think so. 20% of the full
rest
amount.
must come from the government.
Yeah. So quite a major partner, and it was to do with the fact that there was a clause within the Fringe contract with performers that they weren't to disparage any of the sponsors. So in a sense of saying, yes. So in a sense of saying it's an open festival, but you can't perform here if you're going to make comments about.
Which is
say,
fair
for
enough.
example,
That's a normal
Woodside.
commercial attitude.
And it's, I'm in two minds because it's such a difficult thing because you can appreciate, yes, we should have a festival which is open, you're allowed to say what you like, it is meant to be that, it is meant to be creative expression. But on the flip side of that, we live in a capitalist society and mining is a big proponent of the arts across the state. A lot of the things would not survive without it. The opera, the ballet, all of the theatres.
So have they got a new sponsor?
They haven't actually not renewed this one, but
it could be heading that way.
I mean, yeah.
I guess it's a way of putting it in the line like that. Basically, be careful what you say if you want us there as a sponsor. Look after us.
Well, in a way, and I guess for them, I mean, the intention behind it isn't malicious, I don't think.
I wish Prince Harry would learn that. I wonder if he's looking for a new sponsor all the time, I'm sure. What's happening with him? Because he's been talking about the Queen again and they're not very happy.
Once again, just about the name of the child, Lilibet?
Lilibet. Yeah, Lilibet Diana, isn't it?
I think it's a fine name.
So do I. And
I don't get how it's a media frenzy, though.
Yeah, look, again, these stories are created.
Yes.
But yet the Queen says, we never said anything. The palace didn't say anything. No. They're quite happy. They've all been saying how much they love the new child and they can't wait to see her.
And it's part of that, I guess, trying to go after them. And and my theory, I guess, with most things in the media is when we're so focused on attacking this, what are you distracting us from over here?
I'm concerned about Prince Harry. There's a lot we can say about him.
Yeah.
And I just don't know if everything he's doing is balanced and level-headed, and he might have some... I think his mental health is what I'd be concerned about. Somewhere in that head, I think there's a lot of stuff he's been talking about, and a lot of people have said it's not true. So I hope this isn't another one, but we do congratulate them on their new child.
Yeah, fantastic.
And let's go to Sam Armitage. Now, what's happening with her? She's in the news again.
She is still in the news for someone who has stepped back from being a public figure in a sense.
What is she
spoke
saying?
about the revelation. She was on a podcast talking to Carl Sandlerland, another very controversial figure in media, about how one of the main reasons she did step back from hosting
Now, she resigned from the Sunrise program.
That's right, one of the most popular shows.
Saying she wants to be in the country, she's got a new husband.
And to take care of the dog. And it was to do with the fact that she said, the backlash was actually quite huge, and she felt she was a lightning rod. No matter what she said, the media would come after her, and it was very personal, which is true. And once again, it's similar to what we're saying about the Sussexes.
But as I was saying to you off air, I think she needs to get over it. I think when you've had women like Lisa Wilkinson, Carrie Bickmore, Tracy Grimshaw, I can name a whole list of fantastic women in the media, strong, powerful roles that they've all had issues and they've dealt with it and they're still there. Sam Armitage has constantly said she's the victim. And I'm not saying she's not, but I'd have to question again. She's been on Sunrise more than she used to be when she worked there.
Right. Well, true, yeah.
You know?
And I guess that's the interesting thing. It's like all these people who say they're stepping back from public life but then continue very much to be in the public.
And you can't tell me that she won't turn up somewhere in television again.
Oh, wow.
Come on.
We love TV, friend.
Big Brother, you never know.
Big Brother, Celebrity Apprentice.
The Voice. There's so many
Celebrity
things.
Edition.
Correct.
Should
Is
we
that all
turn
we
in one
got?
of those chairs? Not physically, it turns itself.
That is true. So, hey, look, I wish you all the best, Samantha Armitage. Look, good luck in your retirement, I guess, and with your new marriage and your new beautiful house in the country. We wish you all the best. We don't trivialise mental health issues,
absolutely not.
but I do question whether, we keep hearing this and why hasn't it been dealt with?
Yeah. And also for the people, when they comment on stuff, it's just like, stop commenting on stuff online. Just go read a book.
Correct. Alexander Sacosta, thank you very much.
Thank you, Fred.
Look forward to having you back again when we
Always
do
a
Questionable in a couple of weeks. That is it for the show this week. Thank you for your company. I hope you've enjoyed the program. We look forward to having your company again next week. Be good, Australia. Keep smiling. Bye for now. See you next week.